The bench press, the ultimate test of strength.
Is it?
Should men be able to bench 225 pounds? Let's settle this debate today, G-Money.
Let's do it! Hey guys, welcome back to the Fit Fat Dad podcast, where we're helping others grow in their faith, family, and fitness. So today, we're going to bring out the fitness.
I love it.
We got you, big guy. You're our fitness expert.
I love
owner
it.
of 2 gyms. All right, so with men, it's always the big debate.
Yep.
Should men be able to bench press 225?
That's a good one.
It is a good one. The bench press is it's the most popular lift that exists. So some say it's a necessary benchmark for strength. Others just say it's the good beach muscle.
I mean, my neighbor, when he found out I worked out, that's the first question he asked me is, how much do you bench? I think that happens a lot.
That's the big qualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how much do you bench? So we're going to settle an argument today.
I like it.
There is what's the words I'm looking for? I guess as a standard to
Just strength.
meldom,
Yeah.
being a man, you must be able to bench press 225.
I mean, that's a solid number for most men.
That's a big number, especially when you include the gym pop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, but then others say it doesn't matter. Like it's a non-functional lift.
Yep.
Doesn't have anything to do with strength standards, and it's just a show exercise. So we're here to settle this debate.
I like it.
Once and for all. All right, Blair. So your credibility here. You're an owner of 2 gyms here in town. I mean, obviously, you and I are both no strangers to fitness, exercise, athletics.
Yep.
So we're coming at this from a pretty good angle.
I agree.
So the bench press. Let's go do a little history of the bench press. Why do you think that men look at this exercise and say, hey, this is the standard exercise? Why do you see that?
Yeah, I think it dawned from like the early 1900s. Like it became a competitive lift, and for weightlifting. If you look at, there's also like the big 3: bench, squat, deadlift. A lot of power lifters out there, and then it moved into the bodybuilding world. Right,
it's a huge bodybuilding.
Huge bodybuilding. I mean,
exercise.
And it's a great movement to strengthen your chest,
triceps,
shoulders. I mean, it's a good all around lift,
it's
right?
A good compound. Exercise.
Yeah.
I see it as anytime you go to a gym, especially on Monday, because Monday's chest day. I think it is it's the world renowned chest day.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a bench press, free weight bench press, and you have the gym bros.
Yep.
With the big chest, the big arms, and it's like Muscle Beach over there in the gym, and that's kind of this is where the gorillas and the beast of the gym hang out in this arena, and that's probably the persona, and it can be intimidating to go over there, especially if you got somebody. We say 225, so the 225 is the 2 plates on each side.
Yeah,
right.
And if you don't know what a plate is, that's 45 pounds.
Yeah, it's 45 pounds. So you're stacking 4 total plates, 2 plates on each side, and
on a 45-pound bar.
On a 45-pound bar, and that looks pretty impressive. 1 plate is that's most people look at that as like beginner level, but if you get to 2 plates, that's at any age in life. You're doing pretty good. And then if you can bench it multiple times, and then if you go to 3 plates on each side, 4 plates, you're getting up there.
I think it's the combine weight too for NFL, right?
It is
225 as many times as you can, right?
As many times as you can do it.
Some of those boys pump it out.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I think I saw a video of was it Mike Allstott or somebody on air
do it 45 times.
45 times.
It wasn't Allstott, but I know who you're talking about.
Oh, who was that? Anyways, we digress.
So we looked at strengthlevel.com or strengthlevel.net, which takes a self-log database of all these lifts, and it gives you standards of how you could compare. And I think they look at just lifters.
Right.
So, I mean, you got to be a lifter, so you're already working out. I mean, you don't have to be an experienced lifter, but I think if you're lifting, you're already above general population that's sitting on the couch with a moon pie and RC. So take these standards with a little bit of grain of salt, but there's over 31 million bench press logs in there on like one rep max.
Yeah.
How many things that they 31 million.
That's pretty good.
The next, you said the big three, is squat is 17 million. So by far the most popular exercise in the gym. So I think that's why everybody looks at it as a standard. How much you bench, bro?
Big chest, little legs.
That
dude skipped leg day.
All right, so let's move into the pros of the bench press and being able to bench press 225. So give me some, like, what are some pros of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, it is a test of overall strength and moving load, and it's a solid foundation of muscle, right? I mean, if you're bench pressing 225, you have worked out consistently and you're strong. Like, I mean, you are strong. Now, I will say this. Body weight does have to play in this a little bit because
that's where I was going to go.
Weight moves weight.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go. Like, so we're just using an absolute number 225. But what if I weigh 125?
Yeah. There's some 125 guys out there.
Oh, I know they can bench 225.
Yeah.
Which would be the equivalent of me and you benching 430.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even if they hit 200 or 205, that is still a very impressive lift.
Yeah. So I think that 2 plate number, I mean, it's all about consistency. Are you doing it right? And are you just generally strong? Because I mean, it's not just like you said earlier. It's not just a chest exercise. I mean, if you're under that number as far as body weight, I mean, your back's in play, your core's in play, your shoulders. Like, I mean, you've got to be fully engaged.
Yeah.
To hit that and just overall strong.
And it's
in the upper half.
If it can be an explosive exercise. I think it should be an explosive.
I agree.
Exercise.
Speed day.
Yeah, speed day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, lightweight with bands. All right, come on, Matt Wheeler.
You can do these all all from a different perspective.
Yeah.
But there is a reason that the NFL measures the uses the bench press to
overall strength.
Overall strength. So I think it can be a good indicator. So if you're an athlete, and I'm thinking more in football, I don't know that it depends on the sport.
Yes.
I don't know that being able to bench 225 as a basketball player may do you any good.
Yeah.
But, there is some functionality to it, especially being a defensive lineman, offensive lineman, having the ability to extend and push somebody off. That makes sense. So the pro would be, I think, depending on what you are, especially an athlete, that's probably a really good thing.
That's a really good number, yep.
And you want to be probably able to bench more depending on the eliteness of your athleticism or what position that you play or depending on that. But if you're in a very physical sport, I would say that's probably a pretty good lift to do. Not only, don't only do the bench press.
Right.
But
I don't think golfers, since it is U.S. Open week right now.
Yeah.
And I don't think golfers I don't think they care how much they bench.
Yeah, but if
why did we get quiet all of a sudden?
But here's the thing: knowing that you can take the tee and you can put 4 plates on there, and do some reps with it. I mean, that's I mean,
DeChambeau before he slimmed down, he's probably a 2-plater.
Yeah,
he's a big boy, man. He's moving some weight, and he's hitting the golf ball 340 yards.
It's the Tiger Woods thing.
Yeah.
But so talk about the exercise, because I know with the gyms that you own, bench press is rarely programmed because you guys are doing a lot of functional fitness. Yeah. But talk to me about, in terms of strength building, like, do you like the bench press? Do you feel like it's a good chest builder, a good shoulder builder, tricep builder?
I think it's overall strength. Yes, tricep builder, shoulder stability. I mean, if you're doing it a certain way, you can get your back involved. I mean, yes, it is a great exercise to do, and I think it 100% should be incorporated in workouts. But it shouldn't be done every week of every year of every. It shouldn't be done 52 weeks out of the year on Mondays.
On Mondays, super chest day.
Yeah, I mean, you got to add some variability in there. And, I've been to like I said, I'm a functional fitness gym owner. I've been into some gyms where I'm on the treadmill or things like that. And I see guys, and that's all they're doing is just sitting over there by the bench. And it's like, there's other muscle groups that you can train.
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's talk about, obviously, the opposite of the pros, which is the cons of bench and press, 225. So I see a lot of people, that's their goal.
Yep.
So one of the main things I see in the gym, And I love the gym fails.
Yeah.
Like, especially the videos at gym fails.
Oh, yeah.
They make me laugh so much. But I've seen people do this, like, backwards like crab, where they extend their back, their knees up, and they're, like, lifted, even though their butt's still on the bench.
Yep.
And there's, like, about, like, a 1 inch to 2 inch movement. And they're like, I did 225. Now, are we counting that?
I mean, if you look at powerlifters, I think there's a place for that if you're competing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at some of those powerlifters, I mean, they're getting their lats engaged, they're getting their back engaged. You know, they're also shortening their range of motion. So there is a place for it. For general population, no. In my opinion, now there's different opinions out there. And for safety, and unless you know how to do it properly and have been taught how to do it that way, keep your back flat.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key there. I've seen there's so many variations.
Yes.
You get people that do wide grip that will almost reach to the other side of both sides of the bar and puts a lot of strain on
the shoulders. Yep.
And the elbow positioning is really key.
Yep.
I've personally jacked up my shoulders pretty good.
Oh yeah,
like I felt like I've torn them up pretty good from doing it with, I guess, elbows pointed out instead of pointing in.
Yep. So there's a good angle there, about 45 degrees.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at a lot of doctors of physio, they say a 45-degree angle. You don't want to be out here. You don't want to be in too tight. So but that varies by person. You know what I mean? Somebody as big as us, you know, our grip is going to be different than somebody that's 135 pounds. So.
Yeah, but I mean, me and you both, obviously we can bench 225, but I mean, I'm 250.
Yeah, I'm 265 right now.
So that's not really as impressive.
Right.
And, as opposed to our good friend, Mr. Cauliflower here, who 165, 170, and he can bench 225.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's really impressive. But we alluded to that, if I weigh 300 pounds and I can bench 225,
good.
It's not, I mean, it's good, but if that's all you can do, then we got some work to do there. So anyways, I see so many people that's the number, I'm going to quit, and that's where I end. And I'm a man because I can do 225.
Yeah. I mean, I think as a benchmark, I don't like it as a benchmark. You know what I mean? I think it's a goal. I think it's a great goal. And also, there's a difference between age and there's a difference between training age. That's two different things. So it depends on where you are in your fitness and what your goals are, because everybody's goals are different. I mean, if you're coming from a couch into a gym setting and you're looking over there and you see somebody with 2 plates on the bar and that's totally different, right? And don't mentally set yourself up for failure, being like, I've got to get to 225. You may cap out at 185. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right, so let's just answer the question. I want to see your opinion. We laid it out, pros, cons, but you answer, and then I'm going to answer. I want to see where you stand. In terms of measuring a strength standard, do you consider the bench press to be the number one? No. What would you consider?
Of just exercise?
Yeah, well, if I'm a man and I want to assess strength and overall quality of health, what would you recommend?
Bench, squat, deadlift.
The top 3.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And because you're tackling all, you're pushing, okay, all right, you're pushing upper body, right, but that's core, shoulders, all of that. You're pushing with your legs, okay, you're hitting your quads. Don't skip leg day. For everybody listening, do not skip leg day. And then you're hinging. So if you're doing all 3 of those and you're able to do those, and there's some metrics out there, speaking of that, I think just a general metric, if you can bench press your body weight, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think for general population coming in, your initial goal should be able to bench press your body weight. Your initial goal should be able to squat 1.5 times your body weight. Okay. So, if you're 100 pounds, you should squat 150 and then double your body weight in deadlift. I think those are good, solid metrics right out of the gate. And if you hit those, you're going to be pretty healthy and you're pretty strong. Yeah. That's my opinion.
That's good. So, but you do include bench press
I include it in
the top 3.
But I don't think it's the overall strength factor, because so many people want to just judge it by, nobody asks you, hey Graham, what do you bench, squat, and deadlift? It's always a bench. Well, hey man, I train legs. Like they're a muscle group now. They're a muscle group down there, you know?
Yeah. Oh, the bench press more so than anything else. And again, genetics plays a huge role in
Agreed.
it. But bench press is, in my opinion, is a largely genetic exercise. And in terms of how you're built, because there are guys with barrel chest and short arms.
Yeah.
And they can just kill it.
Yeah.
But you can get really big guys with really long arms. You would be surprised how many NFL offensive linemen really that are all pro struggle with bench press.
Yeah, because the reach is like 7 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot of distance being moved on that.
Time under tension.
Right. And you're moving a lot of distance for that. But they're NFL. They're very strong.
Right.
And they're great athletes.
That's right.
So, again, I'm not even going to list it in one of the top exercises.
Wow.
I enjoy it.
Okay.
It's a good show exercise. But I do like to squat.
Yep.
The deadlift, it is functional. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm not ever really lifting 400 pounds off you know where I'm going with this. I'm a big fan of the old power clean, which is a combination of a lot of those.
It is, yeah.
So you're pulling it off the floor, and then you've got to jump underneath it. So it's
you love a good power clean.
I love a good power clean, but it's power and force behind it. So how fast? Because you got to move the bar fast, and then you got to get up underneath it. So it's explosive, it's dynamic,
right?
I think that is a much more telltale sign of like absolute force, athleticism, and a measurement.
I'll agree with you on that athleticism side, just because you have to learn and put in the time to learn how to do that movement right.
Yeah, it's definitely a technique.
A gen pop, like general population coming in off the street, we teach a power clean. It's great movement. I can't tell you how long we wait for somebody to really be able to do a true 1 rep max because of the technique.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, your first year, you're figuring that movement out.
Yeah.
Your second, third year, okay, now you're getting into where you can truly measure your strength and power output and things like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the same could be said about the deadlift.
I agree on the
deadlift or the squat, but I agree with you. It is a much more complicated.
Maybe that's it. Because a bench, right? Yes, you do have to have technique, but it's a much easier lift for people to go in and be able to accomplish with a lot lower learning curve.
That's a light that came on.
Yeah, that was a light bulb that just hit.
But so again, and we talked specific lifts. I think it depends on, and we'll wrap this up. And it depends on what actually it is you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
If you're an Olympic lifter and bench press is your jam, then you need to pour into bench press and lunge. But for most people, it's general population. They're usually not, and for our audience, I mean, we're no longer athletes, we're dads.
Right.
And so if we're defining manliness by how much we can bench, then the answer is no, it doesn't matter if you can bench press 225. I think what really matters at that is, one, being strong matters.
Yes.
Because being strong equates to having muscle mass.
That's right.
And muscle mass is going to allow you to be able to live functionally.
Yes.
So if in the majority of our audience is in their 30s and 40s, you want to put on as much muscle mass as possible, because as you age, it's only just going to decrease. And there's nothing that you can do just because that's old age.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could juice and do some steroids, but even then, it's just going to fall off.
Yeah, age is real.
So absolute strength and overall strength, but functional strength.
Correct.
Right? Functional movement, so a lot of lunges, a lot of body weight squats, a lot of picking stuff off of the floor, a lot of like rotational movements and stuff like that. So, and then I would say the ability to have endurance.
Yep.
So that's being able to run, walk 45 minutes at a time.
Well-rounded.
And then you do also want to have a peak high capacity like cardiovascular output. So the ability to go hard and get your heart rate up and sustain that for 30 seconds to a minute at a time.
Yeah.
That's me. I feel like if that's what you can work towards, then that's what because that's going to allow you to play with your kids.
Yep.
That's going to allow you to stay in pretty good shape. That's going to set you up for better health, better, keep you out of the type 2 diabetes that's lurking around the corner, the cardiovascular disease, the cancers, and all that. But to me, in conclusion, I would say no, a man doesn't have to be able to bench press 225.
Yeah. No. To be determined a man.
Yeah,
no, you don't.
No. So
that was easy.
That was an easy episode.
Yeah.
So anyways, are we going to put you under the bar right now?
Huh?
You're going to pass today.
No, I can do 225.
For reps, what you got?
At least 7 to 8.
17?
7 to 8.
I'm messing with you. Appreciate it, guys. Hey, look, this is a very light episode.
Yeah.
But again, it is a very topic of the bro science, bro lift community that's out there. And that's our opinion. You don't have to be able to bench 225 to
be a man.
To earn your manhood.
Nope. Man card is not swiped.
But you probably should strive for it. So go for it. So hey, we enjoyed talking with you guys today. And then until next time.
Hey man, make sure you hit like and subscribe.
Please subscribe. Out.